Good morning, everyone. Welcome to join this talk again. Before we start, let's recite the verse for beginning the sutra together. Please join palms. The unsurpassed, profound, and sublime Dharma is difficult to encounter even in a billion aeons. Today we see, hear, receive, and uphold it, vowing to fathom the true meaning of the Tathagata. Okay, so last talk and this talk are all about the practices of 25 way methods to enlightenment shared by 25 sages or bodhisattvas. And these chapters belongs to the wondrous Samadhi sections. And today, hopefully, we'll definitely finish the the 25 methods to enlightenment. Last week, we go very quickly about 24 methods already. And today, I'm going to bring back some of the content in the previous chapters, because when Buddha teach in one chapters, it kind of, you can double check it back and forth in different sections. They are all related. If you remember in chapter 2, when Buddha talked about the 10 aspects of the true mind, there is a paragraph talk about why this world exists, why sentient beings exist. If we are all originally pure and enlightened, why this Saha world exists, why sentient beings exist. And this statement is very important and very iconic for this Śurangama Sutra. Buddha says that, we are originally in a pure enlightenment, but then there is a moment that when our mind try to illuminate it, try to see something, then we are in an unluminous state. Okay, so when our mind try to grasp, try to illuminate something, okay, that is the key. Then here we are. This unluminous state becomes a void, empty space. And in this unluminous voidness, the darkness aggregates into the form based on the 4 elements. And then when the form combined with diluted thinking, it leads to the appearance of the body. Thereafter, the causes start accumulating to disturb within. Okay, this pink highlight is about how our first to 6 consciousness start to activate it. And the yellow one and the grasping gets wild to chase without, chase whatever happened outside. So there is a body inside and there is a world outside. And for the appearance of such an unluminous, trembling conditions, you take it as the nature of your mind. Okay. It's very important statement. So here we see the mind try to illuminate something, and this become an unluminous state, and then the void manifest. And because the voidness, we explained that in the chapter 4, the darkness aggregates into 4 elements. So Buddha explained how the 4 elements form and how our mind and 4 elements, grasping and then it become illusive thinking that there is appearance of body. Okay, so why I re-mention this paragraph? Because the 25 methods to enlightenment follow by this logic. Okay, so we kind of, when we practice, we mentioned that when we try to untie the knot, we have to do it sequentially. You know, there's a huge knot. You cannot untie the first knot in the center first. You cannot access it. You have to untie the outmost knot first, like onion, you know, peel it layer by layer. Okay, so this is how we peel. And it's opposite from, you know, how this world and sentient beings form. So we need to hear the object first. Okay, sorry, object first, and the six faculties, and our conscious mind. Okay, conscious mind means the six consciousness, and next to the four elements, and to the voidness, and our Buddha name. Then we will see our Buddha nature. So this is the knot we tied ourselves. Okay, we lose our Buddha nature, seeing be the luminous state of our Buddha nature. Then we, you know, reverse, try to explain again, reversed, and we generated the concept of voidness. And this voidness generate the four elements. The four elements combined with our conscious discrimination, then we have a body that has six faculties. And with these six faculties, we grasp the objects outside as real. Okay, so now the 24 methods to enlightenment based on this structure. Okay, so last time we talked about how to practice with six objects. Basically, we need to see the emptiness of the objects, okay, by six bodhisattva and disciple, right? And this is our true suchness. And then another six faculty, we mentioned five. Today we were talking about the ear faculties. Okay, so 6 plus 5, the bodhisattva and the great disciples share, you know, how they practice with the eye faculty, nose faculty, tongues, touching, and mind faculty to see the source, the nature of emptiness. And next, there are 6 great disciples. So it's better that we practice, you know, at this on the objects first, then to the faculties, then to the consciousness, because you have to have stronger and stronger foundations to support the contemplation of the 6 consciousness. And the main goal for the 6 consciousness contemplation is to achieve the luminosity or the purity of the mind. So we talk about this in the last talk. And then now we reach, okay, to the elements level. Okay, so it's pretty high that we now the 7 elements is very in the very beginning stages, that how we form the universe, the world and sentient beings. Okay, so the 5 elements, we talk about that. The fire, earth, water, and wind. And actually in chapter 4, Buddha also, if you can recall, Buddha also talk about how the voidness and ignorant mind generate the wind, the earth, the wind, the earth, the fire, and the water. Okay, now we have to reverse, So for example, here, the hot water, this is also a very famous one, that how we contemplate the fundamental nature of the water and to reach the Samadhi. Okay, so there is a stage. So you have to contemplate all the fluids in the body. Saliva, mucus, marrow, blood, urine, all the liquid fluid in our body. And in contemplate it until you found out that they share the same fundamental nature of the water. And gradually, step by step, till you realize that the body is empty, the body will vanish. And then once you, through contemplation, the fluid in your body, and gradually to all the, apply to all the liquid material, till that your physical body vanished, and the water, you realize the water in your body and of all the waters in the 10 directions merged into the true emptiness, so that they were one and the same. Okay, so there is a stage, step by step, and from your own body to the environment, to the whole universe, to the whole existence, the water is the same. Okay, and this is how we contemplate the 4 elements. The paragraph is short, but the journey is quite long. Okay, and today I'm going to use the hearing to explain how this process goes. Okay, so that we won't easily feel like, oh, I'm enlightened, I'm seeing the Buddha nature, This is, we have to know what happened before we can, unless you cannot see, you don't have cannot have a good teacher to tell you what happened. At this, you can check with the sutra to see what is your experience at. Okay, now you remember the emptiness, the voidness, the very beginning stage, the unluminous state will grasp the voidness. It generate the concept of voidness. And so this matrix of space, Bodhisattva, that's her contemplation. He contemplate the 4 elements has no essential attribute of their own, and even the space the same way. So through the contemplation, he found out that the voidness has is infinite, okay, everywhere, and until he entered into the samadhi, see the true essence of the space. Okay, and how about consciousness? This consciousness is deeper, not just 6 consciousness. This is talk about the 7th and 8th consciousness. When our mind, true mind, is diluted in the beginning, the mind that we want to illuminate something, our 8th and 7th consciousness got diluted first. And so also this is very pretty famous Bodhisattva Maitreya. His expertise is about consciousness only. So the samadhi he practiced is called samadhi of consciousness only. And basically, after he has a foundation to know that all the 4 elements and all the lands of the Buddha throughout all space, the space are equal. And then he keep cultivate until that he realized that all this existence are within consciousness. Okay, even the space, the voidness, 4 elements whatsoever, all the mundane phenomenon, everything is manifest within consciousness. And then gradually, he gained perfect understanding and understand the true nature of reality. And this is also very important for Yogacara school, that there are 3 states. One is the true nature of reality. The second is called dependence arising state. And the third one is called universal attachment. Okay, so we have to let go the universal attachment and also let go the dependent arising attachment in order to see the complete true nature, the complete and perfect nature of the true reality. And if we want to talk about this topic, we need to talk about the Yogacara practice. Okay, so this is not in this. This is not the emphasis of, and not the main topic here, but this is very important. Now, I would like to spend some time about the 7th element is actually mindfulness of the Buddha. Okay, and some of the Buddhist book will define this as seeing. This seeing is not from the 6 faculty, 6 consciousness, or the 6 objects. This seeing is called seeing the Buddha, or seeing our true nature. Okay, seeing through mindfulness of the Buddha, and practiced by Mahasama. Okay, it's in the Western Pure Land. Amitabha Buddha is in the center. On his left is Avalokitesvara. We are going to talk about this Bodhisattva today. And on his right is this Bodhisattva. And so his main practice is be called Buddha. His Samadhi is called the mindfulness of the Buddha, and many Amitabha. Okay, so in other words, his practice is always be mindful of the Amitabha. Okay, it's just like, you know, in the beginning, we are like the son of Buddha, and the Buddha is like our mother, right? And the mother is always think about, you know, my son getting somewhere. So he always watching us. He always taking care of us. But we just forget that he is our mother. We keep forgetting, right? So we don't recall, you know, what our mothers looks like, what our mothers, you know, the behavior or something, anything about our mother. We just like, you know, wandering around like a lost child. And then, but if we can start to recall, recite Amitabha's name, Buddha's name, it's just like, you know, my mother is somewhere. I remember. Am I thinking of her? And she is thinking of me too. Through this process, and in the sutra, Buddha says that if you recall your mother like your mother recall you, the son, you definitely will meet with each other. This meeting has different levels. Okay. One is you feel like the Buddha is around. Buddha, he must be somewhere. Okay, that's connection. That connection is the first stage. And the second stage, that you receive Buddha's help. You resonate with Buddha's merits. So sometimes we are in trouble. Then we will say, Amitabha, Amitabha. And something happened. And it's kind of a merit or the resonance that your mind and Buddha's mind connect. And then so eventually you will receive the power of the mind. And the next, you recall the Buddha's name, Amitabha, Amitabha. Some people will see visually or in their mind, they see the Buddha's image. Some people, when they die, the moment they die, they see Buddha come to receive them. You see that Buddha's image, okay? And gradually you can visualize Buddha's image, like in very detail, the visualization, or you can just recall Buddha's merits and virtues. And there are many different sutras talk about this. But then what I'm talking about is all this belongs to the mindfulness of the phenomenal Buddha. 有相的 phenomenal Buddha. Then here we talk about, that's the first, you see Buddha, the image or the appearance of the Buddha. It's only the one part of this practice. The second practice is you have to see, we need to practice to see the Buddha nature, all the Buddhas that every one of us has. So then your mindfulness of the Buddha from phenomenal or appearance Buddha turn into insight, your mind. You continue to recite the Buddha's name until your mind and the Buddha's name unified. And then you let go of the subjective me and objective Buddha's name. You unified. Okay. And then eventually the name disappear. You don't need a name because the Buddha's is through reciting Buddha's name, your mind is with the Buddha always, all the time. And then gradually the unification deeper and deeper until you really see the Buddha nature. Then it's called the Samadhi of reciting Buddha's name. If you really get to that stage, now your mind has the power. If you want to see Amitabha manifest. If you want to see medicine Buddha manifest. If you want to see 10 Buddha manifest. If you want to see hundreds and thousands of Buddha manifest. Okay, so that's called the practice of seeing the Buddha. You're truly seeing the Buddha within and the Buddha manifest. But all this are described in some other Pure Land Sutra. But the most important practice for this one is we have to gather all our 6 faculties. That means your 6 faculty will not disturb by all the objective signals. And you collect all your 6 faculties and continuously maintaining a pure mindfulness of the Buddha. Okay, so you can practice at home, you can practice in the center, that they help you not distracted. You first, you have to collect it, not distracted by, the sound, what you see, or your children, your parents, whatever. So this need a very strong foundation to achieve the true the Samadhi of reciting the Buddha's name. Okay, so but this is a very popular practice, at this in Mahayana tradition, because you can start from the beginning. Very simple. A words, Amitabha, 4 words, right? 4 sound. And you just use it as a sound object or a symbol. You just grasp, your mind just attached to, grasp it. Amitabha, Amitabha. What to eat for lunch? Amitabha, Amitabha. Today's subway is, delay. Amitabha, Amitabha. I have a party tonight. Amitabha, Amitabha. Our minds scatter, right? We use that Amitabha as an object to, to collect our mind from the scattered status to concentrate one. Okay, and Amitabha, Amitabha, until we are very fully a pure mindfulness arise, and Amitabha, Amitabha become not a symbol. You and the Amitabha united. Okay, so that you have gradual state, and it's very Zen. Okay, so a lot of Chan master practice chanting Amitabha as well, because they are very similar. Okay, and at least at the second stage. Okay, so that is the 24th one. The 25th, the last one, the Buddha specifically leave it to the last, because this is the most suitable practice for this Saha world. For all the sentient beings, is Saha world, because our ear faculty is very sensitive and very in any direction. Even though we in the sutra say even when we are asleep, our ear faculty is still functional. Not like our eyes, when we sleep, our eye closed, we don't use it anymore. We don't smell and we don't eat, we don't touch, but our sound, our ear faculty is still functional. So it's not just Buddha, Manjushri highly recommend all the sentient beings in this Saha world use ear faculty to practice this Samadhi. So, but this, so it Buddha elaborate in more detail about the process of how to use this ear faculty to practice until we see the true nature. Okay. And there are 3 main stages, roughly speaking: hearing, contemplation, and practice. Okay. So I'll use this structure to explain, share what I learned from the book. Shifu talk about this. Master Zheng Yi talk about this. Master Tai Xu talk about this. A lot of Chan master talk about this. But there are some differences, I have to admit, because this interpretation based on what school you are in. For example, in Mahayana, we have Tiantai, we have Huayan school, we have Yogacara, we have Tathagata Gabra school. So the way, if you know, hope you know that the way we define the sages, how the attainment of those sages are somewhat different. Okay, if you study Tiantai, you will know that, Huayan School and Tian Tai School and some other school, they define the sages, their attainment in a different way. So I was just roughly speaking about their attainment, but the practice is the most important part. Okay. In the beginning, okay, Guanyin Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara stand up, and he told the Buddha, say, I can recall the time when the Buddha named Avalokitesvara. Okay, so this is Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara talk about the teaching he received from Avalokitesvara Buddha. Okay, and then many long time ago. Okay, so before this Avalokitesvara Buddha, I made the resolution to become fully awakened. That means initiate my bodhicitta. This is very important. Bodhicitta mentioned everywhere. The Lotus Sutra, the Huayan Sutra, the Śurangama Sutra, the Langavalastikis Sutra, all the sutras, main big sutras talk about bodhicitta. Because bodhicitta is the mind, is aspiration that you want to achieve the highest, the so-called highest awake enlightenment through helping all the sentient beings. So if you just like, I want to liberate, this is a suffering world, I want to leave it, I don't want to get combat again. And you have a strong will that you want to cease your suffering, you want to leave this Saha world, you can get alignment too. But this alignment only help you to get liberation. And you just stopped to come back. And you don't have the power, or you don't know how to exercise the mind that can help all the sentient beings. That's the difference, main differences between the Theravada tradition and the Mahayana traditions. And since this is a Mahayana Sutra, bodhicitta is always mentioned in the beginning. I initiate my bodhicitta. So that's why this Avalokitesvara Buddha instruct me to enter Samadhi through hearing, contemplating, and cultivating these different levels. Okay, so the paragraph, I translate the paragraph first. And I have to say, I checked many versions of translation, and I modify some, and any suggestion is welcome. The translation was modified based on Master Sheng Yan's interpretation, and the Master Sheng Yi and also Master Taishi's interpretation. So I kind of modify a little bit. Okay, so this paragraph goes like this. About the Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara says that at first, in the beginning of my practice, I practice hearing what's flowing inward, means sound. The sound coming into my ears, but without grasping it as an object. Okay, I will elaborate later on. Let me finish the paragraph. And once what entered the sound became quiescent, the notion of moving sounds and stillness, silence, ceased to arise. And continue. Thus, I advance step by step. The hearing and what is heard ceased to grasp each other, completely stop. Okay. And then not abiding in awareness of this state. Okay, so this state is not describable, but this state, you still have an awareness to aware of that. Eventually, no matter what state we achieve, we cannot abide it. So this state is non-abiding in awareness of this state. Eventually, both the awareness and what is aware of were realized as emptiness. Next, when the realization of emptiness reach completion, so means the realization of emptiness has different level, but when it reach completion, the perfections, the ideas of emptiness and what is empty vanish. And both creation and extinction were extinguished, and the state of nirvana reveals. That's the practice and stages that Avalokitesvara went through. Okay, so this is very important. First, the hearing part. The first part is regarding how you hear, okay? So I repeat again. At first, I practice hearing what's flowing inward without grasping it as an object. Once what enters becomes present, the appearance of movement and quietness cease to arise. Okay, that's exam. What is hearing means to you? You hear a sound, right? You hear an audio sound. So mainly when we hear something is some noise or some audios was made by, things, people, So this is about a mechanical wave, the wave, sound wave, and you are here. So you use our ear faculty to receive the mechanical vibrations of the sound. Okay. Here, the first step, we have to operate it. Is you are here, you hear the sound coming into you. In ordinary life, our mind grasps the sound outward. You examine, check it out. When you hear something, your mind go to that sound. That's not hearing. That's called grasping. First step, you always be mindful here, the sound flowing inward. We have to practice that. The sound come to my ear. Okay, mechanical sound. If we can do that, then we can, next exam, the sound, the mechanical wave hit the ear, right? We receive the signal. And it should stop. Once the wave reach our ear, right? We receive the signal and that's it. But we don't. The sound come to us. Then we make a lot of discrimination, judgments. And now we're listening to the sound, what I translated as inner residue sound, by perceiving. Why is it called inner residue sound? You see, if you listen to a very good music, right? And we sometimes, the Chinese will say, oh, the sound, the music, the music is in my mind for 3 days. But the vibrational mechanical sound is disappear already. Why the music will keep running in your mind for 3 days? It's still music, right? In your mind. still do, re, mi, right? So I call it residue sound, is how you perceive this sound. Because you like this music, it resonates your mind or whatever your emotional whatsoever. So that's why it can stay. This sound stayed as a residue sound in your mind. But this music doesn't mean anything to me, right? When I hear, I'm just gone. Or maybe I hear, but I don't know what I'm listening. It's like, because I'm SM-minded, right? So there's a sound coming in and I don't know, it's a sound, but I don't know what is playing. Okay, so well, you hear the residue sound or not has different levels. This part I can share more because my level is only this level. The further down, I can only share master's interpretation. So if you can, because I play some music too, you see when you play guitar, right? So through the string, you hit it, so the vibration from the string, okay, transmitted through vibration wave to the ears, right? The problem is we all talk about the sound beyond the string-made sound, 弦外之音. Okay, you played it the same note. You play and I play the same note, but your music and my music are different. Why is that? Why you are the gold medal player and I'm just like regularly player? The same note. I follow the same thing, same beats, same everything. Why is that? The music that come out of the string has different levels of sound. Okay? Then, because they know how human organs perceive and this sound. So can you hear that? Okay. So this is further down, okay? You have to continue practice hearing inwards. And you also need to realize, be aware that coming inward, there are different levels of sound. But no matter what kind of sound, you cannot grasp it as an object. That means they cannot stay in your mind. If any type of sound, you like it or not, stay in your mind, then it become an object to stay. It become an object to attach. So here, the faster, the sound coming in and in floating, but it's not an object. There is no place for them to stay. Continue to practice like that, and eventually, the sound coming in become quiescent. What is quiescent means? Huh? No, it's not idle. It's not the quiescent. There is one time during the retreat, I'm using Hua Tou actually. What is Wu? What is Wu, right? And this is a sound in my mind, because during the retreat, you cannot speak out loud, like what is Wu? You only can in your mind, what is Wu, right? And at the same time, we have a lot of wandering thought, right? And it's very noisy. I didn't realize my mind is very noisy until like one day, and suddenly the Hua Tou is gone and my mind stopped. And I feel like, why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? The first time I have the experience of the quietness in the mind. I cannot explain. I don't know, my mind is very noisy until I experience the quietness of the mind. That quietness is quiet, it's so quiet. I don't know how to explain the quietness. But the quietness, when that happened, you still hear people around you, people walk in meditation, people open the door, whatsoever. But I don't know if it's, but I'm still not at this, the cessation of the appearance of movement and quietness, because I clearly know the quietness of the mind, the sound coming in. So my mind stayed at the quietness, the quietness of the mind. Okay, but at this, when your mind enter into more like the quiescence, not quietness, okay, quiescence, and then I believe the sound, the wave, the moving wave is the wave is moving, right? And the quietness is silence, right? These two, you don't discriminate that two either. That's very, very difficult. Okay. So here, that means when our body, which has ear faculty and hearing awareness, the mind plus together, we hear something, right? So that means when the object, the sound come to your ear, your mind is just like a sound absorbing board. It come here, it touch your ear, then it's gone. There is no residue or interpretation, perception whatsoever. Nothing happened in your mind, just like you hear. It is very like our direct contemplation. No symbol, no interpretation, no whatsoever. The sound, just sound coming in, and then that's it. And there is a master, Seng Yi, explained that if you reach this state, you basically break the phone aggregate. It is you break the sound aggregate. Okay. Now, and if you remember that the Śurangama Sutra, the awakening of faith in the Mahayana, talk about the three subtle appearance and the 6 courses appearance. That's how this world continue, how this sentient being continue, how our life continue. Okay, so if we can reach the state that the sound become quiescent, and the notion of moving and quietness cease to arise, then the appearance of producing karma and appearance of suffering produced by karma ceased. Okay. Next. That's only the first step. Okay, there are many steps. Now, hearing, that's the first part, hearing practice. So hearing, contemplation, and cultivating. Remember the 3 steps? The first step, hearing. We have to hear until the movement and the quietness cease to rise. Second step, then we can talk about contemplation. Okay. Sometimes we always talk about, oh, I'm contemplating. Actually, we are not contemplating. We still attract the object, grasp the object. When contemplation we talk about means we are examining or seeing what's inside, not the object anymore, about the nature of hearing. Okay, so here it goes. Then we have to advancing step by step. This journey, only one sentence. How can you contemplate? Contemplation is a long process. You see, the sound come to you. the first step is easier to achieve in the retreat center. But how about you walk in the daily life? You still have to talk to your parents, talk to your children. You still have to talk to your boss. You need to take subway. You still need to worry about money, a lot of things. And the sun come to you, will that generate something in your mind? Or when your parents scold at you, that scolding sound continue, right? Make your day miserable. Then you're not there yet. You have to contemplate the sound step by step. Let it stop just right there. But it won't. It's not easy because your sixth consciousness so active. The sound, the hearing consciousness need the sixth consciousness to make interpretation, to make judgment, right? It's too loud and too low. It's a good sound, the bad sound, good music, bad music, angry words, loving words. How do you know? How do you know when people say, I hate you? Is I really hate you or I indeed love you? Can you hear the sound behind the words? And can you be aware that what that sound that you perceive by your sixth consciousness, to the side effect, the consequence in your mind? Wow. This is a long journey. You have to contemplate, keep contemplating until what is heard, the hearing, the hearer, and what is heard cease to grasp each other completely. So the grasper and the grasp stop. Now we redirect hearing inwardly to hear the accents of hearing. This is the start. Okay. Start to hear the hearing accents. Okay. Okay. Wow. I use this. This is from the Yogacara. When I talk about Yogacara consciousness only, there is a step of the attainment. Okay. When you reach this step, when the grasper and the grasp stopped to interact or stop to grasp each other, from the sutra, it says that you enter the first muni. Okay, so we have to know it's very difficult. That means when you hear the sound, you will not generate any type of attachment from discrimination by the sixth consciousness. There are two types. That sixth consciousness discriminate. One is called based on the self-egoness. You discriminate and then you generate vexations, afflictions. The other type is called the different discriminated concept. That means, for example, you dump me, boyfriend and girlfriend. I was dumped by my boyfriend. You don't love me anymore. Okay. And then some people say, okay, let's find another one. And some people will go suicide. Why is that? Because the concept of love, because the friendship between you and your boyfriend, the loyalty, the integrity, whatsoever the concept you have, drive you this way. Right? The relationships, the money, the social status, the honor, whatsoever the concept we have by our sixth consciousness. So you and me and him and her has different set of concepts that drive our each of us six consciousness to make judgment, to make different karma. Okay, so hey, we have to get to this level when our ear, the hearing, the essence of hearing, and the sound that we grasp stopped to grasp each other. And now, not just your ear, you can practice through your ear, but then your six organs at the same time. Remember that you only need to punch through one organ faculty, then the six organs become compatible. Here, you can use the hearing to punch through the grasper and the grasp attachment. Then your six faculty become free. No matter where you go, no matter what you hear, no matter what you do, no matter how people treat you, no matter what kinds of environment you are in, everything that you will perceive by your six faculties doesn't make any disturbance, any effect on you anymore. You are truly free from your six faculty. That means you are the first level, first Muni. Okay, first Muni. Okay. And here, the blue one is our sixth consciousness, the storehouse for all the seeds from the past. Okay. Now, our sixth consciousness will grasp the seeds. Our sixth consciousness has a mechanism to grasp the seed in the eighth consciousness that we individual has different seeds, okay, to make discrimination based on our egoness and based on our concept. Okay. Now, how about the 10th Muni? Okay, we have to touch the seventh consciousness later. Now, the hearer, right? The ear faculty and hearing awareness. Actually, when the grasper and the grasp does not interact anymore, that means the object does not cause any discrimination from our first to sixth consciousness anymore. But then, sorry, our hearing awareness has another part. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. It's called the essence of hearing awareness. Okay. But when you go to this level, you reach the state of pure sixth faculty. Okay. And Master Sung Yi said that you eliminate not just the form sensation, a form aggregate, you eliminate sensation and perception aggregate as well. So you don't have the symbols of sound. Symbol of sound does not become attachment to you, will not drive your will not drive generate any type of afflictions from your egoness and from your concept. And why is that? Because you eliminate the attachment to the self at this stage. Okay, only the second step. It's very, very difficult. Okay. Now, okay, the form object, the sound, and the sixth consciousness does not diluted anymore. But still, you have the essence of hearing awareness. You still have the awareness that you know. Even though you don't generate any type of affliction anymore from your view and from your discrimination, what about this awareness? Still not pure, still diluted. Because you think, okay, before we get to that, for the sixth course appearance, when you can reach this state, then you let go of the appearance of attachment and let go of the appearance of defining names, okay? Names, symboling, okay? Now, the essence of hearing awareness, the awareness, we have to take care of the awareness now. Now we have to continue practice. Even though we get to the state, you are so free, you are so liberated. You need this body, carry the sixth faculty, you go anywhere. No affliction, no disturbance, no grasping at all. This is a very wonderful state, but you are not truly enlightened, complete enlightenment yet. And this stage, please do not abide it. People like to, just like, I'm just like a little quietness. I feel so good. I would like to sit longer. Like, so quiet. And here, I believe this experience is even more wonderful. But please don't abide in the state. Your awareness, do not allow your awareness stay at this state. You have to keep cultivating, not abiding whatsoever, not abiding, and then you can go deeper and deeper. Again, this is a long journey. That both the awareness and what is aware of will realize as emptiness. Okay, typo here, emptiness. I prefer use emptiness. The other translation use empty. It's not empty, this nothing, it's emptiness. Okay, your awareness is still there, but it's emptiness. Okay, so at this point, okay, I see two versions of interpretation. Shifu and Taishi, Master Taishi say that here you eliminate the attachment to the Dharma, which we can say that. And the other master say that next step that you eliminate the attachment to the Dharma. This Dharma is not just concept yet. This Dharma is even deeper. Okay. Now, let's get back to the previous chapter. Buddha say that, the object perceived, no matter it's visible objects, sounds, odor, flavors, and objects of touch, a state of quietude perceived by the sixth consciousness is also a perceived Dharma object. This Dharma object is what Ananda confused about. The Dharma, even the emptiness, even the awareness is also a Dharma you grasp. Okay, so if you perceive something, you can make distinction, but you examine, you cannot find the essential nature for all the things you perceive. Then this is called deluded mind. Okay, if you don't need to perceive anything, not through perception of any type of object, you still have the ability to make distinction, then this is your true mind. But the problem is now, even though the awareness state is not perceiving sound object, but it still grasps what is aware of the Dharma object as the object. So it's not your true mind yet. Your discrimination, your grasping of the what is aware of right now at this stage is also deluded mind. So the essence of hearing awareness is not the true mind yet. Even though if you can see the emptiness of the essence of hearing awareness, you eliminate 5 aggregates. They're not yet there. Okay. Now you can let go of the awareness, and the awareness, what is aware of, they are all emptiness. But then you let go of the appearance of discriminated knowledge. You let go of the appearance of continuity. The awareness needs continuity. If there is no continuity, you are not aware of things. Okay, here, see, we're getting closer. Here, in the previous chapters, Buddha talked about subjectivity and objectivity have different levels. The first to fifth consciousness has its own subjectivity and objectivity to perceive the object outside. And then the sixth consciousness and also has subjectivity and objectivity to discriminate what the six faculties perceive. Okay, now it's half outside, half inside. And then when you reach to let go of the object perceived, and you still have this subjective perceivers, the essence of awareness. And this is also deluded mind. I just talk about this. And this is the attachment of the seventh consciousness. So if we can let go of this part or lessen the attachment of this part, we leap to our true mind, the self-reflective nature. Okay, but and then we will see if we can perfectly see, perfectly let go of this seventh consciousness, we will see the wondrous pure nature of visual awareness, which is our true mind. Okay, the problem is the seventh consciousness is really hard to let go, and it's not like all in one you let go. You need a very long journey. At this part, okay, the seventh, if we can let go of the grasping of the awareness and what is aware of this subjectivity and objectivity of awareness, then we let go, we detach the innately arised affliction. And then we reach the eighth muni. What is called the innately arised vexation? Are you afraid to die? You know, if there is a big fire, will you run into it? You're not, because you know you will die. I don't want to die. Or, like the cliff. When you stand at the edge of cliff, you generate fear. That fear is affliction, of vexations, because you won't want to die. We want to live is an innately arise vexation, affliction. Okay. If we can let go of that, reach the 8th muni, we terminate periodically life and death, 分段生死. Okay, then we become, like 8th munis, bodhisattva. They can manifest in any type to help sentient beings. They don't have periodical life and death like we have. Okay, now, not there yet. Okay. When we realize this awareness, the essence of visual awareness is empty, and it's partially, okay, we have to do it deeper and deeper and deeper. When the realization of the emptiness reaches its completion, perfection, the ideas of emptiness and what is empty vanish. You see, if we still have the concept of emptiness, then at the same time, we have the concept of what is not empty. And when we empty what is not empty, this emptiness arises. And this is also arising, belongs to the notion of arising. Let me repeat again. When we realize the perfection of emptiness, this concept of emptiness still the product of arising. 还是一种生相, still a phenomena or notion of rising, because the emptiness arises. Because you dismiss something and then you see emptiness, then this is not a true emptiness. We need to dismiss all this to reach emptiness. This emptiness is not the real emptiness. That emptiness still need to dismiss. So we need to practice until the idea of emptiness and what is emptiness vanish. You don't have the emptiness concept anymore. So existence and non-existence don't conflict. They don't conflict, and they are not forever. Okay, so that's called the middle way. You attach to existence, it's extreme. You attach to non-existent is another extreme. They are not the true middle way. Okay. Now, emptiness has different levels. Okay, many levels of emptiness we need to achieve. So this is another, but this is a practice by the 8th munis, bodhisattva and above. So if they can do it, let go of the idea of emptiness and what is empty. And the 10th bodhisattva, the 10th munis bodhisattva, let go of the last bit portions of arising. 就是持地菩萨放弃最后一分生相无明. Then here we go. We eliminate the attachment to emptiness. And next step. Then now the 3 subtle appearances. We let go of the appearance of subjective perceiver and appearance of the objective world totally. Okay. But we still have the appearance of fundamental ignorance. Okay. So now, at this stage, we reach the 10th muni. So innately arise afflictions and innately arise concepts disappear. I don't know how to explain the innately arise concept. For example, because this is the bodhisattva's level, what I heard is that when 8th munis bodhisattva still said, I need to rescue sentient beings. That is the ignorance. When Dharma Sutra say, when you help sentient being, There is no sentient being and there is no helping concept. The three three emptiness, three wheel of emptiness. No subjectivity, no objectivity, and no Dharma. This three emptiness is called the real emptiness. But here, Bodhisattva still make vow. He tried to help sentient beings. So he also has the very subtle objectivity and subjectivity and the Dharma there. Okay. But for ordinary sentient being, our innately arised concept is we attach to the concept that we need to perceive to exist. That's what Shifu say in the Complete Enlightenment book, the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment. We have the concept rooted in our consciousness that we need to perceive to know that we exist. Are you afraid that your 6 organs are dead? If all of your 6 organs are not functional, how do you know you exist? Will we disappear? So during the retreat, one practitioner talked to Shifu, say, I don't want to practice anymore. I don't want to reach the state of no self. Because when I become no self, then I don't exist. Shifu said, no, the no self is not like you don't exist. See, our deep-rooted concept is, I need this 6 faculty to know I exist and to keep me alive. So when I die, this body dead, then I'm dead. I don't exist anymore. At this, every one of us fear to die, right? This fearness comes from the innately arised concept. Okay. All right. Now, when we can reach the 10th Muni, we're still not Buddha yet. Okay. We have to get to this stage. We have to move forward. So one step forward, both arising and perishing, extinguished, and the state of nirvana reveals. Our Buddha nature are not hindered by anything anymore. It reveals. The last hindrance is the concept of arising and perishing. Even emptiness belongs to the concept of arising and perishing that need to let go. Then we reach the state of non-arising and non-perishing. Keep mentioned in the 24th method to enlightenment, right? All the paragraph at the end, all the Buddha say, all the disciple and Bodhisattvas tell Buddha that, oh, eventually I reach the state of non-arising and non-perishing. So extinction of emptiness and reach nirvana. Now, our illuminating awareness get back to the lucid enlightenment. Okay, these 2 terms, I have to mark in Chinese. 明觉,觉明,一线之差. The illuminating awareness is the state. It's already very high because your awareness is illuminating. Like our awareness is doom and dark, right? When you get to the 10th, your awareness is illuminating, pervasive, brightness awareness. But sorry, your concept is you illuminating something. That's a very last bit of ignorance. When you let go and reach the non-arising and non-perishing state, your mind is already originally lucid and bright. And this, your awareness become the lucid or luminous enlightenment. and do you still recall? So it's Buddha taught us how our luminous enlightened mind become illuminating awareness. And that is the star that we perceive voidness, emptiness, the four elements form, right? And the form elements and our body interact, and then our conscious mind, our sixth consciousness, start to activate it, make discrimination, and this karma accumulated. And based on this karma, we are we do it again and again, and we generate a lot of affliction, and we accumulate more karma. Now, if we can reach that state, we eliminate the appearance of ignorance, reach to the true state of mind. Now, I would like to use 2 paragraphs to conclude this chapter. That this 3 subtle appearance and 6 coarse appearance, if we use the 12 link of dependent origination that we explained in the previous chapter, why we have birth and death, because we have a suffering from the karma. And why we have karma, because we have the appearance of producing karma. Okay, so if we can 闻所闻境, the hearing and what is heard stop grasp each other, then we stop that here. And when there is a defining name and attachment from craving and grasping, then if we can, hold on. This is, the moving and the quietness stop. And this is the grasping, the hearing and what is heard stop, grasp each other, then you stop this too. And then 觉所觉空, what is awareness and what is aware of, stop, and you stop here. You reverse the link forward. And when you let go of the emptiness and what is empty, you totally let go of the subjectivity and objectivity. Your consciousness stop to grasp name and form, and then eventually push you reach the state of non-arising and non-perishing state. Your fundamental ignorance vanish, dismiss, and then you reverse the 12 link and reach the complete enlightenment. And this Śurangama Sutra talk about the continuity of physical world, continuity of sentient beings, and continuity of the karmic retribution, right? And based on this statement, that it started from unluminous state and grabs the void space and grabs the dark aggregate into the 4 elements. And this is why this physical world continued, okay? And if we can use, practice the hearing by Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, we can push, discontinue the karmic retribution and discontinue the sentient being, the existence of sentient being, and discontinue the existence of physical world. Okay, so I'm so happy that the Śurangama Sutra is quite long, but you will see that Buddha explained from the beginning why our true Tathagata Garbha, the true mind, and explain to Ananda, what you understand is not your true mind. You know, what is true mind? And from what is true mind, to explain why the true mind become, we produce this world, sentient beings, and karma, and they continue again and again, and they become our shared karma. Because you know this world, I know this world, you perceive this wing, I perceive this wing, everybody perceive the same thing. How can you tell me that it's illusion, deluded? It's really hard to break because we have a shared ignorance and produce the physical world the same way and exist as this body the same way. And for animals, for ghosts, for other realms of sentient being, they perceive their world differently. They perceive their physical body and the body or perception differently. And they continue their karma in different way, differently. So here, all the practice in the first part, Buddha point out, through the stillness of the mind, we have to see our true mind. And the second part, Samadhi, use our 6 organs, 6 faculties, specifically most useful to human beings. Use the 6 faculties to practice, to break the continuity of the karma, continuity of the existence of sentient beings, and continuity of this physical world. Break this attachment, the grasping, and see our true mind. See. Oh, the last, today, no time for question. Probably it's good for me because I don't know. I can answer all the questions you have. Okay. After you will reach the pure mind, the true mind, the Buddha mind, true suchness whatsoever, then Guanyin Bodhisattva say, suddenly I leap, from the deluded mind to the true mind. I lead over both the mundane and supermundane, thereby realizing an all-embracing brightness pervading the 10 directions and acquire 2 unsurpassed merits. First, see, it's very important. First, my mind was in accord with the fundamental, profound, enlightened mind of all the Buddhas, hide up in the 10 directions and possess the same merciful power as the Tathagata. And then second, she or he can exercise the merciful power that his mind was in sympathy with all living beings in the 6 realms of existence, here, below, in the 10 directions, and share with them the same plea for compassion. Okay, if we, in the beginning, before the practice, if we did not initiate our bodhicitta, we probably will, experience or reach the emptiness state, a very high state, we achieve liberations. But since we don't want to come back, we kind of give up the how to exercise our merciful power of mind to help sentient beings. Okay, but here, Guanyin Bodhisattva said that, once I reach the luminous enlightenment, then I have these 2 merits. One is resonance with the Buddha's true, all the true Buddha's true mind, enlightened mind, and downwardly, I can alleviate all the sentient beings, help all the sentient beings with the compassion. Okay. This is what our merits all about. Okay. Okay. Time is up. I don't know. Anyone has a short question or an easy question?
I know what's the essence of the hearing. I think I got lost.
The essence of hearing is the ability. In the previous chapter, Buddha talked about when there is a sound, you hear a sound, right? When the sound disappears, you don't hear a sound. But how about you even there is no sound, you don't lose the ability to hear. So basically, Buddha told Ananda, there is a sound, you hear the sound. When there is no sound, you hear the silence. The ability of hearing is always there. That's called the essence of hearing. So please join palm and we will transfer the merit. Together. May the virtuous merits adorn and glorify the pure land of the Buddha. Upwardly, we repay the 4 layers of gratitude. Downwardly, we alleviate the sufferings of the 3 destinies. May those who see and hear the Dharma generate Bodhi-mind. Exhausting this body of retribution, may we be born in the land of supreme bliss. Okay, thank you for your attention.